Yes, good morning, wonderful children. Welcome again to another mathematics class. This morning we shall be focusing our attention in this quiz show on simultaneous equation, as you can see right there under the slide. And what are we trying to do? We're trying to remind ourselves of some important steps in solving simultaneous equation. Yes, um, yeah, a simultaneous equation is an equation that is being solved at the same time. In this case, we have two variables. It could be x, y, it could be a, b in two equations. And I want to try to find the value of those variables. Now, our next slide is more or less like a short test for you. It says, let us solve the following. 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, comma 5x minus 3y is equal to 1. The time starts now. We have just 6 minutes, but in this webcast, I will not give you up to 6 minutes. So let's see how far you can go within 3 minutes. 2x plus 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. 5x minus 3y is equal to 1. While you're doing that, I'll try and see if I can solve mine as well. Okay. I will not be asking you to send your solution to the platform, but you're going to compare whatever you're working is with the one I'm going to show you the next 2 minutes or thereabout. Okay, I think we should move on to the next slide. Let's see how far you have gone. Check up your steps and your workings with other hardware. It might be slightly different depending on which of the variables you decide to eliminate. I have 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, equation 1. 5x minus 3y is equal to 1, equation 2. Then we multiply equation 1 by 3, multiply equation 2 by 2. That is, we want to eliminate y. The equation now becomes 9x plus 6y is equal to 36. 10x minus 6y is equal to 2. So, because they have different sign, plus minus will add. Adding eliminate y becomes 19x is equal to 38. Divide through by 19, x is equal to 2. So you can now substitute x is equal to 2 into equation 1, and finally we have our y is equal to 3. How far did you go? Okay, that's a nice one anyway. So now you discover that we use more or less what method? What method do you think we use? I'm asking. Yes, you can tell us. Alright, let's check the next slide to discover. It says that method is elimination. Yeah, is that true or is it false? Definitely it is true. We eliminated y. In elimination, you can decide to eliminate whichever, either the x, which is the first term, or the y, which is the second term, as long as you follow the steps. And when you are eliminating, you either add or subtract depending on what you have in your equations. All right, we move on to the next slide. And in this next slide, we're asked to use adequate method. Since I said we have elimination method and we have other method, that is substitution method. So you have to use adequate method to solve this. 6a plus 3b is equal to 4. A plus b is equal to 1. What method do you think we should use in this equation based on what you have there? What methods do you think we should use? For me as a person, I can decide to use substitution. Yes. Though if you still use elimination, you still arrive at the same answer. But looking at the question, it's easier to use substitution. Why? I can write my third equation in terms of A or in terms of B in equation 2, simply because both variables in equation 2 have a coefficient of 1. I believe you still remember what a coefficient is. The coefficient is that number that is attached to the variable. In equation 1, A has a coefficient of 6, B have a coefficient of 3. So if I write in terms of A to form my equation 3, that will be A is equal to 1 minus B. or another student can decide to write in terms of b. That would be b is equal to 1 minus a. Whichever one you decide to write in terms of, substitute it into equation 1. So we have, if it is a in terms of a, so I'm substituting a is equal to 1 minus b into equation 1. That means wherever I see a, I will write 1 minus b. So let me quickly read out. That will be 6 bracket 1 minus b bracket close plus 3b is equal to 4. Expand, that will be 6 minus 6b plus 3b is equal to 4. Collect your like terms and simplify. We have negative 3b is equal to 4 minus 6. That will give us negative 3b is equal to negative 2. Then our b will now finally be 2 over 3. So what you do after getting b is to substitute the value of b into equation 3, which will now be a is equal to 1 minus 2 over 3. And that will give us a final value of a is equal to 2 over 3, b is equal to 1 all over 3. So in this very short period, we have looked at elimination method and we have looked at substitution method. Now, what other method do you think we can use? Yes, we can also use graphical method, in which case you have to plot a graph. And so let us look at all the steps involved in solving graphically. In solving simultaneous equation graphically, the necessary things to get is you must have a range for your x, which will determine the range of values for our y. So our x and y value now form what we call table of values. So getting a table of values, then we now have what we need, a scale. Yes, maybe along x-axis, let 2 centimeters represent 1 unit, or along y-axis, let 1 centimeter represent 1 unit. So you form a suitable scale to plot the lines. And once you have a suitable scale, you are plotting both equations on the same Cartesian plane. So plot your points, draw the 2 straight lines, then your solution will be located where those 2 lines intersect. We will not trace to x-axis and get our value, trace to y-axis to also get our value. So that is how to plot graphically. Then you must also remember that when you are plotting your graph, your pencil, your 8B pencil must be sharp so as to get a very good graph, and then you have an accurate answer. Now we're now going to look at I want us to look at this. I have some rows of yellow rectangles and another one of pink. Yes, and one of pink. Now look at solution, match the other. In a graph, where do you get your solution from? Your solution is gotten from point of intersection of the 2 lines. That's correct. What does our table of values entails? The table of value trace a straight line. The table of value entails x and y values. What's our y-axis? Your y-axis, trace that straight line, gives us a vertical axis. And our x-axis gives us the horizontal axis. What's our origin? Yes, the origin in Cartesian plane is the 0 point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect. Wonderful. Yes, to make it a complete lecture, I want you to please write this assignment down, and please, I'll be expecting your solution on the platform. 2x plus y is equal to minus 3. X minus y is equal to minus 3. Second question. 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. 5x minus 2y is equal to 16. At the same time, I expect to also put this assignment in your notes. So waiting for your submission on the platform within the next 30 minutes. Thank you.